Hey guys, and welcome back to the Peteytown Piranhas, a college football 26 team builder dynasty. In this episode, we're going to be taking on Baylor in our first Big 12 conference game. Then we're going to have another one against Kansas. Then we're going to close the episode at Notre Dame and relive that classic game from the season before. Looking at recruiting, we're in a tight battle here with Michigan for left tackle Jared Burden. So we're going to try to hard sell him as we were able to figure that out. And we're also going to put him on a visit against Iowa State to match him with Ricky Hester. Got a nice lead here on Zach Fowler after doing the double soft sell, and the double soft sell revealed his hard sell, so we're going to do this. And, not the best grades in the world, B+, B+, and a D-, but it's what we're working with. As for Hakeem Ezi, we've filled out his 60 points that we're able to get with our elite recruiter on the offensive coordinator, and we're going to be doing that with the hard sell here, and Sunday Player is the other one we're going to add on to it for that boost. Mitchell Dawsey is also just about ready to commit to us, so I don't foresee it getting to that Week 7 visit, but North Carolina and Maryland both have a Tier 5 pipeline, so I wouldn't say this one is technically over, but we are in a pretty good position for him. And I think Keyshawn Crook will be joining the Piranhas any week now, and very excited to bring him in. And here is Ricky Hester, who is on that Week 7 visit, and we're also filling out his 60 hours as well, but we're doing Send the House and DM the player because haven't exactly figured out his hard sell yet, but we'll see what it is when we get there. But the hard sells don't look super promising, so I'm just going to keep it at Send the House and DM the player for now. And finally, for cornerback Johnny Whitaker, we have his hard sells, so we're seeing what we can do there. Now it's time for our Big 12 and Power Conference debut against Baylor and their 74 overall and 2-1 record. So hopefully we can give a nice introduction into this conference. So our defense opens the game with a stop, so our offense is out here, and Nate Myers is going to find our man, and he is going to get the first down on a nice run after the catch from Nick Cummins. Nate Myers looking what he's got, finds a hitch route, and they tackle us, but that kind of gets us to the first down for Justice Vandermeide. Handing it off to Manu Ochi, and he's jumping his way to a 9-yard gain. 3rd and 1 here, near their 40-yard line for the Piranhas. We are going to drop back, throw a quick slant, and it's hauled in for the first down. Nice job. Bringing a blitz here is Baylor, but Nate Myers stares in the face of it and delivers to Sam Miles, and he has got the first down. From the 15, Piranhas looking very effective on offense to open this game. We're audibling now and sending Manu in motion. In the face of a blitz, another slant play. Nice possession catch from Sam Miles, and he's going to move the sticks again. Inside their 5-yard line, Piranhas looking. Nate Myers throwing it out there, and he's going to get a receiver to run right under that for the touchdown. Alex Payne, just a very nice route there. Nate Myers throws with anticipation, and the Peteytown Piranhas are on the board first. Baylor throwing it outside, and their man runs around us for a 9-yard gain. Sending a blitz, the Piranhas are bringing the pressure, and it is going to get home, and we're going to get Thomas Caver on the sack. Thomas Caver sets up a 3rd and 12. They're going to throw it quickly, and we got 2 men on him to bring him down. Myers is going to find Manu Ochi out of the backfield, and he jukes his way for more yards, and he's finally brought down, but not before we get inside their 25. Handoff up the middle, and it's going to be a gaping hole for our man, and he's going to get the first down. Chuck Noel on the carry. Nate Myers looking, fires over the middle, over their defense, and it's going to be Nelson Buck getting himself into the end zone, and the Piranhas are really rolling now. Just a pinpoint precision pass by Nate Myers. Can't speak today for some reason, but Nelson Buck doesn't need to speak. He just lets his actions speak for him, and we are going to go up 14-0 on Baylor. Baylor just can't move the ball against our defense as we got another stop, and we're threatening here on great field position, and it's going to be an RPO out to Sam Miles, who gets 6 yards. Myers throws over the middle on a little in route, and Jeff Klutz is going to get the first down. Oh no, Justice Vandermeid, excuse me. And Nate Myers cannot deal with the pressure right up the middle. They were right in his lap as soon as he snapped the ball. 3rd and 15 after that sack from Baylor from the 40-yard line. Nate Myers has 2 backs with him in the backfield, and he sends one in motion. Nate Myers looking for what he's got, and it is complete but short of the sticks on a contested catch. Manuel Amador here to attempt a 45-yard field goal, 45-yard field goal. He puts it up, and it is through the uprights, so the Peteytown Piranhas are going to take a 3-score lead as it's going to be 17-0. Our defense just absolutely smothering them right now as we got another stop. Nate Myers is going to throw a nice crosser to Nick Cummins, and he's got plenty for the first down. Nate Myers looking, throws a little in route, and it's going to be complete for Justice Vandermeid. Nate Myers throwing to the outside, but Baylor had nice zone coverage on that as he read our quarterback like a book, and Baylor is going to take over after that interception. Baylor trying to get some momentum after that interception. They're going to drop back to throw. Pressure's coming through. He tries to evade a man, and by doing so, he runs right into Byron Leon, who brings him down for a 13-yard loss. Defense in good position to try to help us recover from that interception on 3rd down and 23, sending a man in motion. They're going to drop back, look what they got, throw it to their running back on a check down, but that's not going to be nearly enough, and we're going to get the ball back. Myers looking, he's got a man, and he is going to secure it for the first down. Nice catch from Sam Miles. Myers looking over the middle. He fits it through a window there. They had defenders, but he threaded it to Nelson Buck right in between them. Myers off the RPO, finds our man on a slant. Myers is going to throw a deep ball, and he fits it in the window between their zones. Looks like he saw cover 2, just dropped it into the bucket to our man, and that is going to be a touchdown for the Peteytown Piranhas. We'll see who that was on the touchdown catch. I believe it was a new player. That was Joshua Bobo, our backup QB. They're throwing it out there, too. I don't know what kind of formation we're in where he's out there, but it works out to our advantage, and he shows off some hands. Defense just absolutely cooking once again as they get Baylor off the field. Our offense is looking at a 2nd down and 6. Nate Myers dropping back, and he finds our man on a hitch route, and we're going to get the first down with Nelson Buck. Everybody's spread out wide here in an empty formation. We are going to throw it over the middle, contested catch, but we make it for a nice chunk gain from Nick Cummins. Pressure from Baylor. We pick it up, and we are going to get the first down. Nelson Buck really filling in nicely for Alex Payne, who's dealing with some wear and tear. Got a 3rd down and 7 to deal with here. Nate Myers. He's going to take the snap. He's going to drop back. Looking what he's got all the time he needs. Great blocking on a 3-man pressure, and we're finally going to find a man open, and he's going to get us right to the goal line. It's Nick Cummins getting that catch, but not quite getting into the end zone. Anything available here for the Piranhas with 2 timeouts. They're going to go with a pass. We got the blocking we need. Nate Myers looking, but finally that coverage sack just couldn't hold up for long enough on the line, and they eventually get to our quarterback. We got 4 receivers to the right here for the Piranhas from the 12-yard line, or from the 7-yard line. Throwing over the middle, and it's going to be caught, but not quite into the end zone. We let the clock run down and take the timeout and set things up here for Manuel Amador. He's going to put it up, and he is going to end the half with a field goal. So the Peteytown Piranhas enter halftime just absolutely all over the Baylor Bears, 27-0. Here come the Piranhas back on offense. We're going to send Manu in motion. Nate Myers looking, steps up in the pocket and delivers a strike there for Justice Vandermeid. There's a little power play, and Chuck Noel is going to get taken down behind the line. 3rd and 14 for the Piranhas after a very unsuccessful run. Nate Myers looking to see what he's got. He's going to deliver and find a man, and it's Nick Cummins, and he gets out of there with a juke. He's got nothing but black turf in front of him, and Nick Cummins is going to get into the end zone for the Piranhas. So not known as a blazing speed guy, but just a very reliable target out there. And this time he got to show off some moves as he got out of there with a nice juke, and we are going to go up big now on the Baylor Bears. Nick Cummins making a huge play. After the Nick Cummins touchdown, our defense got off the field on another 3-and-out, so our offense is here on 2nd down and 5. Nate Myers throwing the hitch route, and we are going to get our man, and that is Gabe out there. Nice job by him. Myers throwing, and they got a little crossed up with our routes there, and we take advantage for another 1st down. Here in empty on 3rd down and 3. Nate Myers dropping back. They're going to throw it over the middle, and they just can't keep up with our guys, and we're going to get another 1st down. 3rd down and 4 here for the Piranhas. Nate Myers looking at what we got, sends Nick Cummins in motion to the other side. We're going to look. Nate Myers, he fires, and it's incomplete, but there is a flag as Baylor committed the penalty. So that's going to give us a new set of downs to work with to try to punch this one in. 1st and goal after the penalty. 2 running backs out there flanking Nate Myers. And we are going to throw. They're going to bring in the pressure, and they're going to get to our quarterback. So Baylor just makes that a little more difficult for us. 3rd down and goal for the Peteytown Piranhas. We are going to set up an RPO, and we get around the edge, but Manu Ochi can't break the tackle on a solid play out there by their defense, and we're going to send out Manuel Amador. Manuel Amador is going to put the kick up. He has the angle, and he puts it through, so the Peteytown Piranhas just keep on adding to their lead. It's now 37-0. So absolutely dominant way to start Big 12 conference play as we get the 44-0 win over Baylor. And it is also the first shutout in Peteytown Piranhas history, so very happy to see that. And we can continue moving forward after this great win. Let's take a look at how we got to our first shutout of the Dynasty. We only allowed them to get 94 total yards, which is just incredible, while we were able to get 557. Of those 557, 68 of those were rushing yards, while they only had 35. And through the air, we had 489, while they only had 59 yards, which is just incredible. And they were 0 of 9 on 3rd down, and we were 5 for 8. And we had the 1 turnover on the game, but thankfully it didn't come back to bite us. Nate Myers was dealing out there outside of the bad read on the interception. He had 438 yards, 4 touchdowns, and that interception, and he was sacked 3 times. While David Alote came in the 4th quarter and got 51 yards and a touchdown of his own. Greg Hayes got 11 carries for 59 yards. Nick Cummins had a nice breakout today with 8 catches, 154 yards, and a touchdown, while Nelson Buck filled in excellent with Alex Payne dealing with some wear and tear. He ended up getting 8 catches for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns. And even though Alex Payne was out for most of the game, he did manage that 1 touchdown early on. Switching to defense, Eric Gooden had 7 tackles, while Maurice Joy also had 7 tackles. Only 2 sacks on the day, belonging to Thomas Caver and Byron Leon. Manuel Amador continues his great season as he was 3 for 3 on field goals with a long of 45. After that win against Baylor, Hakeem Ezzi liked what he saw, so he decided to join the Peteytown Piranhas. And joining Hakeem will be defensive tackle Mitchell Dawsey. 5-star quarterback Byron Talib is finally in his top 5, so we are going with a double soft sell strategy for him, just trying to figure out which one it is that he needs for the hard sell. As for Elijah Addison, we're in his top 5 as Georgia's trying to chase us down, so we're going to try to use primetime player hard sell to get him. Jared Burden dropped down to 2nd place against Michigan, but it's still a tight battle, and we got that visit coming up. So right now we're trying the hard sell, soft sell strategy for him, and we got pretty good grades on those, so hopefully that can help us. Got some more bad news on the injury front as Jeff Klutz is out for the season with an Achilles tear. So that's Jeff Klutz and James Bickley now out for the season with injuries. So our receiving core is kind of dwindling right now. We have faith in the guys we have on the field, but, always want to have more depth than anything, so this is not looking good for our wide receiver room. Now it's time for a trip to Kansas with their 0-4 record and 69 overall, so they're really struggling this season, and we're hoping to make their struggles last even longer. So Nate Myers finding our man for the first down on our first play of the game. Nate Myers is 2 for 2 as he gets a 9-yard gain. High formation for the Piranhas, and we are going to get absolutely stuffed on a big hit by their man. 3rd and inches for the Peteytown Piranhas. Going to have a little motion to the other side, and we are going to drop back to throw. And we are going to try a very contested ball as that had no chance. Petey Previtt feeling bold on 4th and inches on our side of the 50, so risky play call here. Nate Myers is going to drop back, throw it over the middle, and it is dropped. So Kansas is going to get excellent field position to start their first drive. After that 4th down stop, here comes Kansas just on the 40-yard line. And we are going to crunch their man down in the backfield as Maurice Joy comes from the safety spot to bring him down for the sack. Helped by Maurice Joy, it's 3rd down and 12 for the Kansas Jayhawks. They're going to drop back. We're sending a blitz, and it gets home, and he gets absolutely hit stick by DeAndre Hepburn, and we are going to force the punt. So great job by the defense picking us up after that 4th down failure. And here comes the offense again, looking to get something going. And it is going to be intercepted by Kansas, and they're going to bring it just outside of our 25-yard line. So Nate Myers trying to hit a corner out there, but their defender was all over it, making a great play. After the interception, it's 3rd down and 7 for Kansas. They're going to send their man in motion to the other side. Oh no, he's coming back on a return motion. They're going to do a play action. He's got some space if he wants to run. He's going to take the space, but we are going to meet him there. Eric Gooden gets there first, and then we clean it up after that to force the field goal attempt. 35-yard kick here for Kansas. He's going to put it up, and it is good. So Kansas, after some not great execution by our offense on their first 2 drives, Kansas is going to take the 3-0 lead. See if our offense can pick it up here after 2 unsuccessful drives, and that is not going to be the start we want, as Kansas is going to get into the backfield and hit us behind the sticks. After that 1st down sack, it's 3rd and very long, and we're going to try a draw play. Manu Ochi gets a little space to maneuver, but not nearly enough. Here's an outside run that is blown up in the backfield by Byron Leon for a 4-yard loss. 3rd down and 11 here for the Jayhawks, sending their man in motion. Pump faking, he's going to drop, he's going to throw it over the middle, he catches it, and he's going to get enough for the 1st down. Here's a boot on off the play action, and he's going to get taken down by Byron Leon, who was not fooled at all by that play, just went streaking towards their quarterback and lifted him and dropped him to the ground. Trying a screen pass here, and it goes absolutely nowhere. Thanks to that sack and great defense on 2nd down, it's 3rd down and 21 for Kansas. They are dropping back. He avoids some pressure up the middle, but then Jake Arkin comes around the edge, and Jake Arkin brings him down for the sack. So defense has really been put on edge, and they've had a lot of pressure on them in this game to start, but they have answered the bell very well, and we are going to force Kansas off the field. Nate Myers in the face of the blitz gets it out quickly, and that's going to move the sticks. Myers is going to get pressured again up the middle, and Kansas brings him down again. So that pass rush has been kind of all over us so far in the early going. 3rd and 12 now for the Piranhas, on the verge of yet another unsuccessful drive. Nate Myers has the clean pocket. He's going to try a deep ball, and it is intercepted by Kansas again, and they're going to kneel on it in the end zone to get the touchback. Just absolutely all over our receiver. Nate Myers trying to make a play, and Kansas ends up making the play. After that interception from Kansas, both offenses are looking at stalemates right now, and we're out here trying to make something happen, and trying to do that with a 7-yard gain to Sam Miles. Nate Myers looking, and he runs into our offensive lineman, and they're able to bring him down for the sack thanks to that disruption in the backfield, and it's going to be a 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 for the Piranhas, 2 backs in the backfield. Nate Myers is going to drop back. He's going to scramble around, and off the run, it's popped into the air, and nobody's able to catch it. 2 Kansas defenders had chances at it, but neither of them can bring it in, and it's going to be a punt on 4th down. Kansas handing it off, and they're going to get the first down very easily and get it to our side of the 50. After Kansas has moved it to our side of the 50, they're on a 3rd down and 8 here in an empty formation. They're going to drop back, and Byron Leon's pressure came in. Looks like he was just untouched on that play, and that's going to force them off the field. And the Peteytown Piranhas off the punt are going to commit roughing the punter. So Kansas is going to get the ball back, and they're going to have momentum to try to put some more points on the board. After the roughing the punter penalty, it's 3rd down and 6 for Kansas. And we are going to get pressure, and it's going to be intercepted by Sean Leonhardt. And he's going to get around the edge. Does he have enough speed to get away from him? They're trying to chase him down, and they are not going to. Sean Leonhardt makes the big play, and that was caused by the defensive line pressure up front. They hit their quarterback as he threw the ball, and Sean Leonhardt was there to take advantage, and he used his speed to get us into the end zone so we could take the lead, but right before halftime. So off that huge interception, Kansas is back out here, and they are double faking to their guys. We can't get any pressure here until DeAndre Hepburn does get the pressure in, and we are going to put him behind the sticks. After the sack, it's 3rd down and 8 for Kansas. They're finding their man on a wheel route, and he's got plenty for the first down. Empty formation, just under 30 seconds left for Kansas and 1 timeout to use. They're dropping back over the middle, and it's undercut for another interception by our defense. And that is Eric Gooden in the middle, and he has been very good in coverage this year. I believe that's his 4th interception on the season, and that is just a fantastic play. So with our offense majorly struggling in this half, our defense has stepped up in a huge way, first with that pick 6 on the last possession, and now Eric Gooden here putting us in position to try to put some more points on the board. In a tricky spot here, 16 seconds left and no timeouts remaining for the Piranhas. Really need a first down to give ourselves a chance at the field goal attempt. Myers is going to throw it out of bounds, and he was beyond the line of scrimmage, so that's going to be a penalty. 3rd and 10 now for the Piranhas after that illegal forward pass. Nate Myers is going to drop back. He's got what he needs, and he is just going to throw it out of bounds. So the offense can't get any forward momentum for Manuel Amador, but he's going to come out and try this kick anyway, and he is going to put it through. So our defense gets the interception that sets us up, and Manuel Amador is going to put it through to give us a touchdown lead going into halftime. 3 and out by the defense sets up our offense on their side of the 50, really needing them to put some kind of contribution into this game, and that'll be a nice start as Alex Payne gets a 9-yard reception. Chuck Noel can't quite, oh, he does reach for it. Nice job by Chuck to get that first down on the reach. Nate throwing the quick pass, and it's going to be Nick Cummins having to reach behind him to get it, but he'll have the first down. A little diamond action to the left on this formation. Nate Myers is going to drop back out of it, throw it, and it's going to be complete to Nick Cummins, who fights off a defender, and he's going to get the first down. 3rd down and goal here for the offense. We are going to hand it off up the middle. Manu Ochi gets hit, but he is going to get just enough to get it into the end zone. So after a dreadful first half for the offense where they looked like they were looking forward to the game against Notre Dame and looking past this game, they finally put something together to put it into the end zone to get a little separation from the Kansas Jayhawks.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5.
And Kansas is breaking out of here on the kickoff return. See if we can run them down here, and we eventually will, but just a little misstep by our special teams there, and Kansas is threatening in our territory. After that big kickoff return, it's 3rd down and 7 for Kansas, throwing it to the outside, and Marquise Joy is there to make the stop. So good stand by the defense after being put in a tough situation. They're going to force the field goal attempt for Kansas. He's going to put it up, and it is through. So Kansas, after the kickoff return, can't really move the ball, and it's going to be 17-6. See if the offense can feed off of their momentum from the last drive. We're going to start with a run for Chuck Noll, and he is going to fight through some traffic and get a nice chunk play out of that. Manu Ochi's got a lane to run through, and he executes very well off those blocks. Myers throwing it to Payne, and he's got a 9-yard gain, just put it right on his chest. RPO out route to Sam Miles, and he's got enough for the first down. 3rd and 3 for the Piranhas. Nate Myers dropping back, got the underneath route, underneath their zones, and Nick Cummins gets what he needs. It's 3rd down and goal for the Piranhas after that conversion from Nick Cummins. We are going to throw it, and it's going to be possession caught in the end zone by Alex Payne. So our offense really looking like themselves again, and we are going to go up 24-6. Kansas off a play action has a man open, and he makes the leaping catch to get it into our territory. So after that nice grab for the conversion, it's 3rd down and 9 for Kansas on our side of the 50. They're going to drop back. We're going to get the pressure in, and Byron Leon closes in on him for his 3rd sack of the game, and Kansas probably has to go for it at this point. We'll see what they decide to do. In desperation mode, it's 4th down and long for the Kansas Jayhawks. We're sending pressure at him. He's going to try a deep ball. We got coverage out there, and it is knocked away nicely. So nice job by the defense getting them off the field yet again. Offense is going to try a handoff, and it's going to be a nice run there for Chuck Noll. 3rd and 7 here for the Piranhas. Nate Myers dropping back, throwing it to the side, and it is complete, but they're going to bring him down. Manuel Amador out here for the 46-yard field goal attempt. He is going to send it, and it is through. So the Peteytown Piranhas are going to take a 3-touchdown lead now as they're up 27-6. Kansas on a 3rd down and 1 here. Let's see what they decide to go with. It is a passing play. Pocket collapses. He tries to scramble to the outside, but we are going to bring him down for yet another sack. 4th down now. Kansas trying, put it over the middle, and it's deflected away nicely. Chance here for the Piranhas to really just put this one away. It's not looking good anyway for them, but Chuck Noll is going to make it look even worse as he's going to get the first down. Here's Chuck Noll with all the grass he needs to get into the end zone, and that will do it for this game as the Peteytown Piranhas take a struggle in the first half, and the second half was a totally different story as they took over, and it's going to be 34-6. So the Peteytown Piranhas get this 34-6 victory over Kansas. Can't really explain what was happening on offense in that first half, but our defense really carried the day and allowed the offense the time to really make their mark in that second half, and just very proud of the guys for picking each other up today. So not a pretty look for both offenses, but we managed 238 yards and they only managed 99, so that's 2 straight games for our defense, not giving up more than 100 yards to the other team, so love to see that. And then we got our running game going a little bit in this game as we had 103 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, while they only managed 1 yard. Through the air, we only had 135 yards and they only had 98. and we were 3 of 10 on third down while they were 4 of 16, and then each team had 2 turnovers. Not the day that Nate Myers wanted to have today, as he only had 135 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 picks, and he was also sacked 3 times. Chuck Noll had himself a nice game though, as he had 12 carries, 95 yards, and 1 touchdown, while Manu Ochi had 5 for 17 and a touchdown. With the low passing yards, you can imagine our receiving game wasn't that great today, but Sam Miles had 5 for 38, and Alex Payne had 6 for 37 and a touchdown. The real stars were out on defense today, as Eric Gooden got 11 tackles and 2 for a loss, while Byron Leon had 10 tackles and 6 tackles for a loss. Byron Leon also led the way with 4 sacks, so he was just a monster today. DeAndre Hepburn had 2 sacks, and you had Maurice Joy and Jake Arkin each getting a sack, and then you had half a sack each for Thomas Caver and Walter Lyles. And then you had those 2 big interceptions, one by Eric Gooden, and before that Sean Leonhardt returned his 70 yards for a touchdown. So these 2 interceptions on back-to-back possessions are what I think were the real turning point in this game for us. And then Manuel Amador hit 2 more field goals with a long of 59. More recruits for the Peteytown Piranhas, as we got right tackle Keyshawn Crook. Sean Leonhardt, for his effort, was rewarded with the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week. Didn't really see this one coming, but Boston College has locked down Ricky Hester, but we are going to keep him on that Week 7 visit just for the boost that he gives other players. In better news, Byron Talib is still in first place for us, and we have his hard sell now. It's aspirational goals, and we're hoping that he aspires to be our quarterback one day. Thanks to our hard sell, soft sell strategy for Jared Burden, we have jumped back on top in front of Michigan. Now it's time to take on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, the number 22 team in the country with their 99 overall and 4-2 record. So we're going to try to avenge that loss from last season and put our best foot forward in this one. Notre Dame's going to start with an RPO, and it's going to be a strike for a first down. After that first play, it's going to be 3rd and 10 for Notre Dame. They are going to drop back, and he's going to fire over the middle, and he's by our man, and they are in our territory quickly. 3rd down conversion leads to another 3rd down and 10 for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We're bringing in a blitz, and they are going to get it complete, and their man had some space, but we are able to converge on them. Notre Dame coming out in a power formation here. They are going to fake it, and we can't get any pressure. They're going to fire it to their man, and they got the completion to get it into our red zone. Quarterback is looking, but he is going to be brought down by DeAndre Hepburn for the sack. 3rd and 11, Notre Dame looking, pressure coming in, but he's just going to fire it to his man who runs out of bounds. We're going to hold them to a field goal attempt, and they are going to send the kick up, and it is through, so Notre Dame on their first possession is going to go up 3-0. After Notre Dame's opening field goal, both offenses haven't mustered anything, so this is our second offensive possession. Nate Myers is dropping back, but he is going to be crunched down there between their 2 edge rushers, and that's going to put us on a 3rd and long. 3rd and 14 after that sack. Notre Dame Stadium is really just cheering their guys on. We're going to throw it over the middle, and Nick Cummins is going to shake off a man, and he's going to move the sticks. Nate Myers facing pressure, and it is going to get in there for their 2nd sack of the game. Our offensive line just couldn't account for everybody on that play. It's another 3rd down and long situation here for the Piranhas. Nate Myers dropping back. He's got a clear pocket if he wants it, but he is instead going to go throw an interception, trying to hit Justice Vandermeide, but Notre Dame was standing there to make the pick. Notre Dame looking. He is going to throw over the middle and through some traffic. Their man is going to get the catch. Handoff up the middle. He's breaking tackles now, and he's going to get a solid 9-yard gain. It's an RPO, and he read it beautifully on that slant, and they are spinning their way through, and Notre Dame is going to go up 10-0, and just not a lot of resistance right now. We got one defensive stop, but after that interception, put our defense in a tough situation, and just Notre Dame just flew down the field on that drive. After Notre Dame's touchdown, we find ourselves on 3rd down and 5. Nate Myers has 4 wide receivers out there. We're sending one in motion, and he's going to drop back to throw, and he is going to step up, throw, and it is caught on a nice catch there by Nick Cummins near midfield. Handoff up the middle for Chuck Noel, and he is going to get himself the first down out of that pistol formation. 3rd down and 1 for the Piranhas. It's going to be a handoff, and he is going to get around the edge. Chuck Noel making a nice run there. Our offensive line was able to seal the edge for him. So after getting our conversion, it's now a 3rd down and 10 for the Piranhas. Nate Myers, clean pocket. He's going to step up and float one towards the end zone, and it is batted around there, but nobody can bring it down. And that's going to bring out Manuel Amador. Manuel Amador comes out here trying to get some points on the board for the Piranhas, and he will do just that. And we are going to cut it to a touchdown deficit in a 10-3 ball game. And it's going to be intercepted. Sean Leonhardt is going to make that interception. What a great play by him to give us some real momentum now. Just throws it, their quarterback throws it right over the middle. He didn't see our man there, and the Peteytown Piranhas are in business now. So right in their red zone after that Sean Leonhardt interception, Nate Myers facing a blitz here. He's going to throw it to the end zone, and it is going to be caught by Nick Cummins. You don't really think of him as a jump ball guy, but today he's really made some high degree of difficulty catches, and that one was no different as their defender was there trying to knock it away, but Nick Cummins uses those great hands of his to reel it in, and we're going to tie the game. Here comes the defense now after that interception, really helping our team. See what we can do on this possession as they're going to drop back and throw it over the middle on some crossing patterns, and they're going to get the first down. A couple of runs just get 3 yards for Notre Dame, so they're on 3rd down and 7. They are going to take it, and we're going to bring a heavy blitz, but they pick it up nicely. They're just going to throw it out to the flat to the open man to get the first down. Handoff here is going to get them a big gain as their blocks lined up to give him a lane to run through. Dropping back over the middle, their man, he just stuck it right into his receiver there, and they're going to get into our red zone. From the 17 now, Notre Dame, fresh set of downs to work with. They're going to try play action, throw it over to their man on the dig route, and he's going to get them 7 yards. Incompletion makes it a 3rd down and 3 for Notre Dame. We're crowding the line of scrimmage, and they are going to drop back. We drop out of a blitz. He's going to throw it to the corner, and it's a fantastic defensive play there to knock it away. Notre Dame's going to go with the field goal attempt. They're going to put it up, and he is going to make it, so that breaks the tie and makes it a 13-10 ball game. Piranhas come out after the field goal from Notre Dame, and it's 3rd down and 3. They're going to send the blitz. Nate Myers throws and hits Sam Miles on a nice route, and we are going to get the first down. Nate Myers looking, and we had the protection initially, but their man just bounced right off of Manu Ochi to get the sack. And we are going to find Alex Payne on the wheel route. Hurrying to the line, the Piranhas are on a 3rd down and 9 with the stadium going crazy. Nate Myers drops back. They're sending the blitz, and he hits a nice corner route out there for Alex Payne. 3rd down and 4 for the Peteytown Piranhas from the 31-yard line. Nate Myers looking. Their man gets off of our blocks, and he's going to get in for their 4th sack of the game. We'll see if Petey Previtt looks at Manuel Amador for a long field goal attempt here. And it will be Manuel Amador coming out here for a 55-yard field goal attempt. Clock is winding down. Manuel is going to put the kick up, and it is through. So very impressive there for Manuel. Pressure situation, just crowd going crazy, and he calmly knocks through a 55-yarder. So Very nice job to tie up the game right before halftime. Our offense started the second half with a 3 and out, so Notre Dame is out here now on a 3rd down and 5 for their first possession of the half. They are looking for something, and they're going to find their hitch route, and he's got enough. They're going to try play action, throws it to their man, and he's got enough for the first down. Notre Dame in our territory now after a couple of conversions. They are going to drop back to throw. He is going to throw an interception, and we might have a lane here. Oh, Eric Gooden, maybe if he broke it to the outside, he had some space, but instead he ran it to where their guys were, and they were able to bring him down. But we will take that turnover from Eric Gooden, and turnovers have really helped us out so far in this game, and hopefully we can take advantage of another one here. Got to capitalize here if you're the Peteytown Piranhas. Nate Myers is going to start that off well with a strike to Alex Payne. Here's a 3rd down and 5 for the Piranhas. Nate Myers is going to take the snap, throw a strike, and it is knocked away. What a great defensive play by Notre Dame. Petey Previtt risking it all here. It's 4th down and 5 for the Piranhas. Nate Myers facing pressure. He's going to deliver a strike to Nick Cummins, facing the pressure there, and he just calmly delivered that ball. What a great play. From the 10-yard line, it's 2nd down and goal for the Piranhas. Nate Myers looking. He's got a lane to run. He's going to take it, and he is going to get into the end zone. So Nate Myers using his legs there to get us into the end zone. Eric Gooden providing the spark we needed with that interception, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to take the touchdown lead over the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. 3rd down and 5 for the Irish. They are going to drop back. We bring some pressure. He stands in the face of it. He's going to break a tackle and juke away, and we're finally going to bring him down. Just a great individual effort by their receiver on that play. Notre Dame responding nicely so far on this drive after that interception on the last drive. And they are going to go with a deep ball. We have a man there, and it is brought in for the interception. Daryl Hollis. That receiver has been really killing us in this game, but Daryl Hollis took on the challenge there, and he is going to come away with the interception. What a great play. Good news, you got the interception. Not so great news, you're starting the drive on the 5-yard line, but that doesn't matter as we're going to get the first down on that play, thanks to Greg Hayes. With a little breathing room now, the Piranhas are going to send a man in motion out of the pistol. Chuck Noll is going to find some room up the middle. He's going to get an 8-yard gain. Nate Myers is going to go with a little read option there, and he's going to get the first down. Here's Manu Ochi on a little stretch play, and he's going to get around the edge for the first down. Another run, and it's going to be Manu Ochi, and he is going to get us the first down. So a running game really doing the job on this drive. Chuck Noll's got some space to work with, and he is going to get a 7-yard gain. Myers is going to throw it out into the flat for Alex Payne. So after some runs, we take advantage of them with a little flat play there to get the first down. It's going to be Nate Myers throwing out to Alex Payne late there, but it was enough for the first down. Nate Myers is going to drop back to throw here. He's going to throw a strike, and it's Nick Cummins who gets himself into the end zone. So we take advantage of their coverage on that one. Nick Cummins, who has been huge all game long, he's going to get in there for his 2nd touchdown of the game, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to go up 2 touchdowns. 3rd and 11 for Notre Dame. Time ticking down here. And they are going to drop back, looking for somebody, anybody. He throws it up, and their receiver makes just an absolutely incredible catch there on George Emmanuel. Just, what can you do on that one? He just muscled his way for it. Here's play action. Notre Dame finds their corner route, and he is going to get around us, and they are going to get into the end zone. So Notre Dame strikes back quickly after our touchdown drive, and they're going to bring it within a touchdown as it's 27-20. Nate Myers is going to throw here, and they've sent in a stunt, and it causes a fumble, and Notre Dame is going to jump on top of it, and they are going to get a turnover. I think I'm going to try to challenge it just to see if we can get the ball back here, because letting them have the ball there is not really an option right now, so got to at least try to challenge that one. Let's see here on the replay. He's going down. The ball is out. Let's see again. It's probably not the best angle to be looking at this from. I can't really tell. I think they're going to say it was a fumble. So the play stands. The challenge is unsuccessful, and Notre Dame is here on the 3-yard line. They're going to go with a handoff. Eric Gooden gets an important tackle for a loss. Sending a blitz here. Notre Dame looking over the middle. Their man has it in the back of the end zone. And just like that, Notre Dame has tied up this ball game. It's going to be 27-27. Just 2 quick strikes aided by the fumble. And now our offense is going to have to come up with some kind of response. So after that score from Notre Dame, they got us off the field on a 3-and-out. So here they go. They find their man over the middle, and it's going to be a first down. 2nd down and 5 here for the Irish. They're going to go with a little delayed run, and Eric Gooden had him, but he couldn't bring him down before the first down marker. Notre Dame throwing over the middle, and they have their man. He got behind our defense, and now Notre Dame is in a prime position to score. 3rd down and 7 for Notre Dame. They are going to try they're going to do a play action, throw it to the side, and it's going to be incomplete, and it's intercepted off the tip. He's got a room to go. It's Eric Gooden, and he's going to score the touchdown. Unbelievable. Oh, my goodness. What a huge play from the Peteytown Piranhas. Eric Gooden with his 2nd interception of the game, and it's a pick 6, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to take the lead with just over a minute left. Oh my goodness, look at this. It's just great defense, and it's almost like he threw him the ball, and Eric Gooden is in the right place at the right time. Oh my goodness. What an insane play for the Peteytown Piranhas. 2nd down and 10 for Notre Dame. They are going to go with a play action again. He's going to boot, and he's going to throw a strike to his man on a nice comeback route. Fresh set of downs. Notre Dame, just over a minute left. They are going to try a deep ball here. We're there, and it's going to be another interception. Amazing play. Darryl Hollis again. They try to test him deep again, and just like last time, he picks it off, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to take over. Unbelievable. This guy's been throwing darts all over the place, but he's also been throwing darts to the Peteytown Piranhas, and we are going to take over. Darryl Hollis, just take a bow, sir. That's a fantastic play. Notre Dame got us off the field quickly, but we were able to milk some clock as they only had the 2 timeouts, so they only got 3 seconds left to do something. Their quarterback is looking. He's going to throw the ball, and it is incomplete, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to come into Notre Dame Stadium and take down the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. There was some really nervous moments there, but our defense, even though they gave up some yards, they also got a bunch of interceptions on this game, and none bigger than that pick 6 from Eric Gooden. That's just going to be in the lore of Peteytown Piranhas history, that play. And really, we were up 14 points, and when they came back to tie it, I was having flashbacks to last season with their comeback. But this time, the Peteytown Piranhas kept their cool and got the win. Looking at our stats against Notre Dame, they actually outgained us by quite a bit, as they had 413 yards to our 289. They also only rushed for 32 yards, while we had 76 yards and a touchdown. Through the air, they had 381 passing yards, while we only had 213, and we were 5 of 13 on 3rd down, while they were 6 for 11. Of course, the big story in this one is the 5 interceptions that we got on defense, and they also forced 2 on Nate Myers, but we definitely won that turnover battle, and it was the difference in this game for sure. Nate Myers with a bit of a roller coaster in this one, as he had those 213 yards, 2 touchdowns, the 1 interception, and he also had that strip sack deep in our territory, and he also had a rushing touchdown, and he was also sacked 5 times. Chuck Noll was pretty effective on the ground, as he had 14 carries for 61 yards. Nick Cummins was a major factor on offense for us today, making catches all over the field as he finished with 6 catches, 101 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and Alex Payne was behind him with 6 grabs and 50 yards. On defense, Maurice Joy led the way with 13 tackles and 2 tackles for a loss, while Eric Gooden was just an absolute monster in this game with 11 tackles and 4 tackles for a loss. DeAndre Hepburn was the only player who managed a sack for the Piranhas. And then the real standouts here were the guys making these interceptions, as Eric Gooden got his 2, one that set up a touchdown for us and the other one that he ran back for that pick 6, which was just an absolutely incredible play. And then Darryl Hollis had those 2 interceptions on deep balls that were crucial for us. And then Sean Leonhardt had that interception that helped set up our first touchdown of the game. And shout out to Manuel Amador, just continuing to be solid as he made 2 of 2 field goals with that big 55-yarder to end the first half. And before we head out for this episode, we got Ben Schroeder to commit to us, a 4-star right edge. To absolutely nobody's surprise, Eric Gooden won Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week after that fantastic game against Notre Dame. And Eric Gooden won National Defensive Player of the Week, so very well deserved by him. So that'll be all for this episode of the Peteytown Piranhas. What an absolute roller coaster of an episode, starting off with that blowout against Baylor, and then that kind of a scare against Kansas in the first half before we got it together in the second half, and then just that absolutely fantastic revenge effort against Notre Dame. And then next episode, we're going to be facing off against Iowa State, BYU, and Cincinnati. I'll see you guys in the next video.